Why, hello there, and welcome to another scene set in a desert of the Dark Crusade Season 2. Tonight, we once again focus on Riverside and one of its many decrepit, depraved inhabitants. Yasmina, the young fledgling of Clan Malkavian, so happy and delightful and excited to be here. She has a play date today with a local kingpin? Not really sure. We're not really sure. Known as Quill. Not exactly well known canine within the domain, but a canine nonetheless, and one who seems to be concerned as to who enters and who leaves, and associated with the clan of death. That bodes well for everyone. He has invited Yasmina to, to exchange pleasantries at the Charging Port. It's a tavern on the east end of Riverside. Raucous, but not and a bit ramshackle. Chaotic. Rough around the edges. And ever so slightly illicit, but secure. And that is where you have been invited to as you make your way down this utterly miserable, broken, rundown area with houses that are barely keeping themselves together.
How delightful.
It's lovely.
Yep, I'm going to the place.
It's hard for you to miss it. It's just along a fairly moderate stretch of dirt and muddy road. Has the little signpost flapping in the breeze. It's quite a windy night tonight. Have to be careful not to trip over your own robes, or your own dress. Although I take it you're not. You haven't dressed up to go here.
No, because that would be a terrible idea.
In ways that I can, in like 5 ways that I can identify, yes. So you'll be able to make your way down to this bar, pretty much as stated. The signpost literally has a bull charging into a stone wall with kind of a big, like, smashing image, not of a wall, but of the kind of a clash between the unstoppable force and the immovable object. The bar itself is primarily held together by thatch and wood. There are a couple of glass windows on the second floor. On the second floor. It's the actual correct term for it in America, I think. When you enter, you see, what you would expect, a raucous gathering of many, many suspicious figures who seem far too eager to drink away their woes. There's more than one fight going on. There's equal parts distress and excitement at what is going on here. It's complete chaos in this place. The only rule that seems to be enforced is if you break part of the property, you get your ass kicked out.
Well, in that case, with a bunch of people stomping around and being crazy.
Oh yeah.
It seems like a really good time to scoop up Alonzo, as she's decided to name him, and keep him tucked under an arm. And yeah, just kind of slither in through the crowd. She doesn't mind brushing elbows with perfect sinful filth.
I'm done. You want a drink? He kind of, like a random stranger approaches you in like the crowd and just kind of, he's not really, he just kind of swings this flask of well, you're not really sure what it is. In fact, I'm pretty sure you don't want to know what it is. Um, and just kind of swings it at you in what's meant to be an offer of a drink.
Do I end up wearing half of it?
No, he almost falls over though. Like he swings and his leg kind of it kicks up and almost ends up kicking his own shin as he kind of makes the gesture. Was he trying to bow to you, or was he just trying to offer you his drink? It's very
Drunk
confusing.
as fuck.
He is for fuck.
She will go so far as to return his incredibly sloppy bow with a ludicrously over the top curtsy, and will snag the flask, act like she's drinking. He's drunk as shit. He can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll to snatch the flask out. He doesn't fucking kind of.
I mean, is he offering it out or not?
I mean, he's offering you a drink, but you're
Oh,
able to snatch his drink away without any trouble. He seems to have enough problems just standing up.
and she'll mime that she's taking a swig. She's not going to part her lips as she does so, though I'm sure he imagines she is. And then we'll tuck it back into his hand with a broad gesture, and with the same broad gesture we'll continue slithering through the crowd. Just kind of get herself lost between another two people. Smiling outrageously all the while.
Fucking hard. Barman, give me another drink.
Hey, if she was a whore, he'd be offering her money.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's how much of a scumbag this person is.
Outrageous.
Well, maybe he's just trying to insult you because you turned him down and ran away.
Or maybe he believes in free whores. He might be that drunk. Who knows? It's a mystery. Okay, it was just the three of us. It was just the three of us.
Would be bartender, like, is this what they mean by 72 versions? He has no idea what the fuck he's on about. But yeah, you know where you're supposed to go, in part because, well, this place is a fucking mess. And the place that's not a fucking mess seems to be up the stairs. Any drunkards or anyone, drunk or not, who approaches the stairs is just rather bluntly just kind of, with kind of an open palm, with these armed thugs who appear to be quite well armed, just kind of shove with just one hand, with just one open palm, and they just kind of go tumbling down the first couple steps, and people eventually begin to learn their lesson. It takes a while for the particularly drunk individuals, like, to sort of, you're looking for a fight, and then they just get pushed back down the stairs, in this time with two palms, and most of them can't really get back up, and others are just kind of rolling. You have to
Oh,
step
that's...
over a couple people.
Oh, she'll practically dance over him. She doesn't care.
Mm. Someone starts playing a fiddle towards the other end of the bar. You're not sure why until it becomes clear the chance of fight, fight, fight as the crowd begins to go around the center of the bar. Such artistic debauchery is to be appreciated.
Well, in that case, she will literally dance over the
Oh,
people who are
yes.
just draped out on the floor.
It's a delightful opportunity for you to showcase your skills to these half-conscious drunk men and
Oh,
the
no.
unamused guards who just sit there or stand there highly unamused.
Oh, no. She's just having fun for fun's sake. Silly drunk people. They're no fun to chase. They fall right over. No.
Look at them. Oh, so cute. They're like, they're like needles. Just flip over and they can't do anything.
Mm. But yeah, once she's at the base of the steps, she'll Olive place one foot up to express her intention before probably looking to either and dropping a fleeting little curtsy. The little bob.
Well, you got a foot on the stairs. The guys are ready to take out his open palm.
Yeah, she ain't getting up into shoving range. She don't want to get shoved on the ground.
The fuck are you,
God.
madam?
Ah, my name is Meena. I'm expected.
It's like eyebrow raise, eye shift towards guard, whose eye shift towards another guard, who eye shift towards another guard, and then knock on the door upstairs, which would and just kind of open. It's hard to hear kind of what these people are saying, kind of just with all the noise.
Mm-hmm.
At least the guy on the top of the stairs, because he just literally just knocks on the door, opens it, says something, and just nods. And then the other guard nods. And then the other guard nods. And then he nods at you, and just steps to one side.
There's another fleeting bob because, she's not going to do the whole song and dance down here. They wouldn't appreciate it anyways. And we'll go ahead and get herself up those stairs
As the
before
guard
someone
steps,
grabs her ankle.
now you're making me roll a chance die. Okay, no. What happens instead is the guard steps to one side. You get up like the first couple steps. You begin to move past them, and then someone says, "It's opening up, they're vulnerable!" And they charge up the stairs, and then the guard, like a guard, kind of comes running down past you, or kind of just like almost like casually kind of jogging down, with the other guard just saying, "Shut the fuck up, you drunk cunts," and just smashes them with the sheath of his sword. So it doesn't kill them, but you see them literally just smashed across the jaw, knocking out a couple of teeth
I
and
was going to
kind
say,
of.
is he just straight ragdoll?
He's just straight ragdolled because he gets up the stairs. He kind of goes flying at like a couple feet, like a few yards. He just kind of ends up just flying for a brief second, and then the other guard ends up just kind of front kicking in the stomach of the other drunkard, causing the other one to fall down because he's directly behind him. And they just end up going tumbling down the stairs like a line of dominoes. Big old sack of potatoes.
Oh, yeah. She will have her eyes like just a glint with pleasure come that fucking straight ragdoll. That was just artistry. But as much fun as it is to watch, she'll almost what's the word? Regretfully start back up the stairs.
You see the
Nice,
fight.
calm, easy pace.
You see the fight. You can see why people are excited. It's like it's literally like out of like it's kind of fucked up. It's literally a dwarf fighting effectively some really big guy. And he's the big guy's being ankle shanked right now. Pretty yeah.
Oh, those tendons don't grow back.
And he just starts clinging on the guy and just attempting to smash his head in. It ends up kind of with two arms being kind of thrown off him. The fight continues.
Goodness gracious.
It's a fucking mess in this place.
It's such a calamity.
You love it.
I do.
But doors open for you. The second floor of a barroom, which is actually just the second floor of a barroom. It's quite open. There is tables and chairs all made of wood. Although this floor does seem a lot more well kept. The flooring looks a bit more recent. Place looks a little bit clean. You see kind of what would be called like two swords, and they're up against like a slab of wood, but it's kind of ornated. It's like an it's
I know
like
what you're talking about.
it's like an oval with a crown, a wood crown. Like it's like in that shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like if an oval were
A
wearing
crest or some shit.
Yeah, crest. And there are several of these around the one for each side of the room. There's actually, interestingly, a fireplace on the far side, and two large chairs, both of which are armed. They're the only armed chairs in the room, although they're not as flashy as the seneschals. Not even close. They're just armed chairs.
Why do they have to be by the fire?
Yeah, that's a good question. But in it, you kind of see someone leaning back a little bit. They have their foot up on a they have their feet up on a footstool. These kind of muddy, dusty, brown shit. Well, yeah, half, about half a shell. And these sorts of for blue mercantile attire that you recognize as the chair just turns ever so slightly to reveal the aged and ragged face of Quill.
Quill only just barely doesn't receive the really face because that's just not polite.
He seems unbothered by the fire.
Dick move, Quill. Dick move. And she'll bob her head his way and start making this circuitous route around. So, yeah, there's just this magical invisible line between her and that fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And she will take pause there because you know what? This chair over here, this is a nice chair. And you must be fucking joking.
He's leaning back on the chair with the footstool. He seems quite comfortable. Meena. Oh, sorry, no, that's not his voice. Meena, take a seat.
And she will. It'll just be over here.
Oh, does she actually move it away from the fire?
Is she able to approach the other chair without freaking the fuck out? Because I'm still learning about this, but I know that fire bad.
The fire is bad. It makes you feel very uneasy. You don't like being around the fire. Like it's you feel afraid of. You feel a very distinct fear of the fire. You feel the need to be away from the fire, but it's not causing you to rot shred. You can feel your beast is stirring slightly in response to the fire, but it's not. It's not roused. It's not trying to rob you of control yet.
Okay.
So you can approach without triggering the fear frenzy.
All right. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to tempt fate. But if she can, then yeah, there will probably still be a notable pause because let's face it, as much as she likes to pretend she's a baller, she's still very young, and that's very real fire. Just there, hanging out,
It is very real fire.
being a
Yes,
fucking fire.
it's very big. It's very good at being fire.
So yeah, there will be at least one point where, like, I'll give it to you for free that he'll he'll see that she really has that moment where she has to decide, yeah, I got this, and so there's the fleeting pause and a shift in expression, but she'll finally come over, and when bid take the seat, will do so,
What is your
setting
courage again?
Alonso on her lap.
Yeah, yeah, Alonso, the doggo is not afraid of the fire at all. He's like, ooh, flames, interesting.
Alonso probably appreciates the warmth.
Yeah,
It's cold outside.
it
What
is
is
quite
my
cool.
courage? My courage is 5.
Oh yeah, it's your rush truck certainly is a trigger then.
Okay. Then perhaps not so much a distinct pause as a distinct look at the fire, like you've got to be kidding me. But she'll keep coming, and yeah, she'll settle down and let Alonso finally have his feet back under him, but in her lap, and will keep a hand on his lead so that he cannot, in fact, hop out of her lap and go exploring. And then we'll bow her head to Quill. You have all the most interesting places.
I know all of the most interesting places.
Do you? And she'll actually do that whole thing where you kind of lean forward in your seat when you're, as one does when they're intrigued.
Anywhere within these walls. Riverside is such an explosive place. So much opportunity from so much unpredictability. How was your travels? No doubt as explosive as the place you're in right now.
And I assume, what are there walls separating each quarter?
Quarter?
Or
No.
each
This is the
area?
second floor of a bar room. So.
No, I mean, like, when you enter the slums, are the slums walled off from?
Oh, no.
Okay, they're just zones.
They're just apart from the nobles quarter. That is a gated community.
Yes, as it would be. But okay, I was just trying to make sure I understood what within these walls meant. And she'll tap lightly at her chin. Well, some of it. Most of it's dreadfully boring, though.
Don't tell me nobody tried to rub you down this street. I'd almost be disappointed. No fights, no scuffles, no street chase. No
Oh,
obscure,
no.
shifty eyes.
Oh, there's always those. But no chases. And I'm pretty sure Alonso bit someone. But other than that,
No
she proceeds to give
overtly
him a...
acrobatic children. You'd be surprised. There's a whole gang of them. Themselves the butterfly children.
Really?
Nifty little pickpockets. Been awfully closed off as of late. Been keeping their cards oddly close to their chests, like I'm unlike them.
Huh.
Yeah, they tend to be a little more open, a little more cooperative, a little more pliable. Earn themselves a bit more money that way.
Trying not to do an unintentional disappearing act, then?
Maybe. They've been around. They just ain't talking as much. It's strange. But they're nice enough kids, I guess. At least nicer than most in this godforsaken city.
It's kind of a nod, like, yeah, probably. Just, thoughtless agreement.
They know what to do when they're told to do it. It's more than you can say for most children.
Very true. Then again, I like to think they're probably more motivated than most children.
Oh, yes. The fear of starvation, prison, and execution disease is a wonderful motivating factor.
They're not.
It's incredible things for the human mind. And the body gets it moving. You ain't never seen a kid as fast as a butterfly kid.
We'll have to watch. They sound delightful to watch.
Sometimes you can see them running across the alleys and you look out the windows. You hear something on the roof. It's likely to be them as one of the birds. Honestly, I think the
You
birds
sound
just get in the
fine.
way. Oh, they're very fun. Sit together though, like a pack of dogs.
Are they yours?
No, I wouldn't claim ownership over their children. My maternal instincts are just not strong enough. Could never manage so many kids. He reminisces on how horrible being a parent must be. God, I never got into the business of parenting. Can't imagine what it must be to be the Princess Tutor. Indeed.
Tutoring sounds boring. But you brought me here to talk about something exciting.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Let's talk exciting.
He makes himself comfortable in the chair on the footstool. I hear you're new in town.
That's true.
Now you're looking to do some good business around the city.
I had put some thought to it, yes.
And that you are most adventurous. As adventurous as you are beautiful.
And she cracks that broad smile. It sounds very promising. If it has this much lead up.
Yes. I've got a task fitting your skill set and description perfectly. Although I would beg you to be just ever so patient. You see, this task will end as long as you do it correctly in a great crescendo. A cacophony of, well, excitement. And by that I mean, well, violence and explosions.
She
Would you like to see
slightly in her
violence and
chair.
explosions? Because I can provide these things to you in droves.
Yeah, there's a light bounce because violence and explosions sounds just lovely. Tell me more.
How many districts to the city have you been to?
She mulls over that for a moment. I've walked through maybe half. I only go so many places. And there are only so many places I'm welcome to stop. Where did you have in mind?
Only the Arab slums. Nothing flashy, not as exciting as this place, but I trust you it will be. Not long after we are done. The first task I have for you would be a simple one, although it will result in a, shall we say, something of a light pursuit. Nothing you shouldn't be able to remove yourself from. Although I do dare ask, do you have a mount, a horse, a pony? I'm afraid the dog won't do, although I'm sure he will try. And he just smiles at Alonso and kind of leans forward from his leans to the side, actually leans to the left it Alonso kind of towards you, and Alonso doesn't take kindly to this and kind of bounces off your lap and remains behind the chair and your leg.
Alonso will be
So
released
precious.
from the hold enough to do that.
He kind of heads away, kind of.
Yeah, she's got a lead on him, so he can tuck behind the chair and growl if he likes, but he's not going far. No,
Ah,
no, he's not
very
in a good
adorable.
mood anymore.
But he will be.
Of my own? No. But maybe as long as I know what I'm doing.
Simple. You'll merely be piloting a simple wagon from this end of Riverside down to its southern border. There, you'll meet a fine gentleman of the highest caliber, and by that, I mean a scheming cunt.
You do say the most wonderful things. Then what?
I'll provide you a fair amount of coin. Do not skim at the top. I warn you this. The reason I call him scheming and accounts, he is a cheapskate. You will know. Although you may try. You'll provide him with this coin. You'll be then the most courteous and thankful of gentlemen for this gift of charity, and accuse you of the most heinous crimes.
She's still grinning. And I need a whole wagon to carry a bag of gold.
Oh no, something else is in the wagon. The only thing I would request from you in this instance is that you do not gaze upon the contents of the wagon. Could complicate things. It's very bad if you move what is in the wagon. If you move what is in the wagon, well, we are expecting a delivery, and it will result in very bad things happening to one as pretty as yourself. And no one would want that. No one would want someone like yourself to find themselves in a very troublesome situation.
She has affected a pout because now that when you say don't look at it, that's just mean.
This is all I ask of you, and I ensure you shall get the most riotous of chases. Not from the gentleman you're paying, but from everyone else.
She mulls this over.
And on top of all this, in exchange for your displays and your skills, for I understand, playing the role of Patsy is a difficult one indeed. Only the most skilled can pull it off effectively and not have their head put on a spike. I would pay you most generously in exchange for your most niche skill set. And rest assured, it would not be the last time I would employ your services. Should you succeed on this occasion, I have an even better one lined up for you. Trust me, that one will be the one to remember.
She kind of mulls this over. So, taking a wagon and a bag of gold across the city, paying a man to set a bunch of people on me, and running back with the wagon? Am I leaving the wagon? This is very strange. Most irregular.
Most irregular it is. Now you can leave the wagon behind. Just make sure you're well out of the way of any pursuers when they pursue you. Now, once you have done this, I will contact you a second time. This time, you're going to be, shall we say, applying some tinder to the local fireplace. That's a poor metaphor because that's literally what you will be doing. He will actually take his dirty leather boots off the footstool. Okay. However, for this task, I would need to apply an entry-level test to see what your moxie is. After all, it is one thing to speak, it is another to act. Would you like to know what this test would be?
She kind of squints at him.
He throws some fire on. He throws some fire. He throws some wood on the fire, and the fire flares. Please roll courage.
That's kind of how I figured that was going to go. Oh,
yeah.
God.
This 6. He'll roll 2. He's going to do something there.
Roll a 2?
Mm-hmm. No, roll a 1.
Picky, picky, picky. Oh, that's fine.
You put in the R. The R is all sad. The pirates are sad. Okay, yeah, you're fine. He's going to do a thing in addition to this.
Yeah, it flares and she looks annoyed.
Yeah, he's fine.
He had
absolutely fantastic. You pass with flying colours. He seems about as well. He doesn't seem bothered by the flames at all, actually. Considering that you seem slightly annoyed, he's like, eh. He kind of goes, eh, when the timber goes up, like to symbolize some sort of reaction. But it's more like an irritated sigh, as in, get back in your cage, fool. Stupid beast. Excellent. You'll do perfectly. As long as you can survive the first trial, of course.
Oh, that's all. I think this sounds outrageous, but like it might be fun. But it does seem to hinge on me getting a hold of a horse.
Well, what do you think's going to be pulling the wagon? It could be you, I suppose.
Well, you did say I would need a horse. I didn't know if you expected me to provide it.
Oh,
Better, though. Your way.
that would
More
be...
fun, even.
Oh. Now, if you wish to provide your own horse...
If only I could.
If only you could. Well... I'd be willing to allow an exception for you, considering you seem to be closely tied with...
One of them?
One of them. Yeah, because there's more stables than just Yours and
Oh,
Garnet's.
yeah.
There's plenty. There's lots. Many horse.
Then allow me to ask you one thing before I go play your game.
He leads him once, twice, 3 times. Eyes narrow, but only the right one. His head turns to emphasize this right narrowed eye, as if he's just so engaged in what you're saying.
Before I drive this horse across the city and trust it to carry me safely back, I want a chance to meet it and to work with it and to know its temperament.
You read my mind. I'd be more than happy to allow you to do this.
Whatever is in your wagon, do I have to fear it tipping on its own?
Ah,
Or
yes.
will...
Don't allow it to tip. That would be unfortunate. Fragile goods. The most fragile of goods.
So a very gentle ride there. Far less gentle ride back. She again kind of affects the mild pout. Do I get to know what's in it after?
He'll, I need to know what his score is. Okay. He has some pretty good dice roll for this. Wow, okay.
Holy balls.
Wow, that was a really good roll. You'll know before the time you're back. On this, my word is gold. And I do love my gold.
She's left a bit puzzled, but
You do this for me. And you accomplish what else I have set out for you. And I'll ensure you are known as the Chaos Queen of Riverside. You will be the most beloved, the most feared. Will have whatever you can imagine, from money, from gold, the blood, the chases, the horses.
ooh, that sounds real good.
Oh,
Yeah, she may or may not be showing, little tall tales of, oh, well, that might be mighty nice. So she'll pull herself short for half a moment. And how widely does this get known?
not at
And
all.
how...
Have you seen Riverside? The whole point is that we'd go here so that no one else is watching us.
It's kind of a little bow ahead, like, okay, it makes sense.
Or we're just that desperate. There's plenty of those too. They're fine, I guess.
Well, suddenly it sounds good all over again. Because, it would be nice to be the Chaos Queen of Riverside, but not if the Seneschal shows up and is like, hey, bitch, I heard you've been making trouble.
Yo, bitch, get out the way.
Do not want. But it just sounds so good. That inner thrill seeker. Ugh. You know,
Imagine it now, drowning in blood and luxury. Oh,
does sound like an interesting ride.
in the middle of a raucous bar, on top horse. And then he just kind of bobbles his head. Just considers this for a moment. Just kind of bobbles his head from side to side. So like, yeah, yeah.
Is there
We'd
a
have to raise the roof a
particular...
little bit.
That'll amuse her. Is there a particular route I have to take? Or is it as long as I end up where I'm going?
So long as you want. God, this guy's voice. Just get by without too many people noticing you. There'll all be an optimal route, and then I suppose there'll be your route. Just don't make a ruckus until the gentleman at your destination makes it for you. Besides, it's so much more entertaining when there's a build-up to it. You maintain a constant flow of something for so long, and it's like a simple line across a page. You want it to spike, and then fall, and then spike again. We live not for the monotony of survival, but for these magic moments that just define our lives. Do you understand me?
Oh, he's speaking her language. She, in fact, is. He's been going on and just speaking more emphatically about it, looking mildly distracted, really. Not as in losing interest, but as in maybe a little too interested.
Chaos.
Chaos!
Indeed.
Thrills! She gets her
There are
rush.
many to be had.
So yeah,
Excellent.
she nods.
Then, one moment. He'll open. No, he'll open one of his pouches. Well, it's a fairly large pouch, and just gift it to you. Yes, he dangles. It rattles like metal hitting metal, kind of like a bunch of coins rattling together. Is a down payment up front in good faith.
So generous. And oh yeah, she'll accept.
It is how I make my living. Shifty eyes.
She pops a smirk on that. Yeah, he makes his living by being generous.
The most
After going
generous
on about
man.
how much
Yeah.
he loves his gold. I'm sure he's almost 3 times as generous to himself as everyone else.
Still generosity.
But yeah, well, she's not above taking the payment.
Excellent.
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah. I shall see you tomorrow.
Bright and early, as it were.
3 blocks down from here, there is an alley. In this alley, you'll find that which you'll need to take to your destination a wagon with contents. He always seems to revel in the fact that he's elaborating on what everybody already fucking knows. Basically, look at me and how patronizing I am. I'm a cunt, right?
Oh, she'll let him. He's having so much fun. Look how
He's
happy
having
he
so much
is.
fun.
Look how happy he is.
He's
Just keep talking.
he's
She's
so
paying such rapt attention.
so full of smiles. Now, if you wish, well, you'll have a horse. You'll know its temperament, and you'll know to love it, as it is only the best horse. I roll my patience of the future because it is not like a fucking.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure she's gonna not believe. Fucking look at that.
It's the best horse.
It is a very, very. I'm selling to a stupid person. The best horse, yes.
Yes. I mean, he kind of knows that you know it's not. He's kind of just having fun.
I mean, again, this is part of the. Oh, look how rapt attention I'm paying and smiling and believing every word. Yeah.
Now, from there, you know what to do. Make your way to your destination. Give the man his gold, for all men love gold. And then allow him to lose his shit.
And leave the wagon behind and get
Oh.
myself.
You get yourself to safety as soon as you can. I'll be waiting for you back in this room. When you're done.
She'll give a light nod. Sounds like a fun night. And I'll see you tomorrow night. She'll get up and again, it's the same curtsy she's given him once before. The overly elaborate, probably not even remotely accurate. Just kind of for the fun of it. And to ham it up because he's been kind of lording and he'll probably enjoy it.
Being a lordy lord. Yeah, he comes, Joyce plays his arms out and bows, kind of like as much as you can on an armchair, resting your feet on a footstool. I shall be seeing you soon, my dearest.
And yeah, she's gonna take her leave. Making sure before she goes anywhere really that she has tucked that that payment well up and out of sight and probably lashed it to her belt up underneath.
Doggo follows.
Yep, Doggo will come along and assuming that she exits, well, as unmolested as one can really. She will in fact make a point for the rest of what she has of the night of as much as she's feasibly able to walking a potential route if there's nasty potholes, backtracking, but all in all just trying to decide on the route tonight and pace it out beforehand, and then if she is able to get, I don't know, I know most of the districts will let you walk through as long as you don't stop walking. But yeah, as readily as she can, will find herself a route.
The first route only takes. This first one won't actually cross a domain. It's the second and third tasks.
Ew.
This one, takes place in the southern end of Riverside.
Ah, fabulous. Then yeah, she will walk along with Alonzo and walk her.
Yep.
No,
More.
yip yaps. He doesn't bark.
Aww.
He's a grr. You said so yourself.
Grr.
I'm sure he's started to learn that he can like huff excitedly, and it's enough to get her attention.
Yeah, he has this like tongue lolling, like
Yes.
Pan.
There will be numerous times that she will pause to reward him for a particular behavior, or just ignore him if it's a behavior she doesn't like. But yeah, she will walk herself a route, and then from roughly where she'll be going, she'll begin exploring outwards, looking for any advantageous points where if she was to run a horse pell-mell, she might be able to lose a crowd either by there being rubble she can jump over, things that she can swing up on, so that she can abandon the horse, who probably is poorly trained and will just keep running like a psycho. Just all manner of things, just looking for any truly inspired routes away. Because she ain't that bad at the hardcore parkour. If it comes down to it, she can always ditch the horse and hope that the better part of the crowd follows that.
No, not the pony. But yes.
I mean, if it's as badly trained as I think it is, it will probably run wild for a bit and then end up trotting right back into its stable. Like, right into its stall. Like, alright, I'm ready for food now.
You have no idea. But I think with that, as Alonso catches Meena a rat and gives it to her, how lovely. We can end the scene right there.
What a
Thank
good
you.
boy.
What a good boy. What a good boy. What a good player. And what a good posture. Thank you.